What up? What up? What up? What's going on, America?
What up?
I am in a battle with fact checkers yet again. Guys, you are not going to believe this. Yesterday, we talk about Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
And I posted a video fact checking the claim that Cracker Barrel's name has racist origin and the logo depicts a whip. Okay? If you go to my Facebook right now and look at that video, it has a fact check on it as missing context. So I click on it. I'm like, what the crap is missing context? And it takes me straight to, boom, boom, PolitiFact. One of my favorite things. The article that they used to fact check me is an article actually debunking the rumor that Cracker Barrel's name has racist origins and its logo depicts a whip. If you go all the way down to the bottom of this, our ruling, social media post claims that Cracker Barrel's name and logo allude to a slaveholder's whip and the barrels used to store them. That isn't true. The company rejected the rumor and said its logo features a common calligraphy flourish used in the logos of many brands. The barrels referenced in the name were used at general stores to store soda crackers, not whips. That's literally what I said in the video.
Yep.
And I got fact checked with a fact check that I agree with. Like they literally just fact checked me just to fact check. Oh, Graham Allen put a video up. Fact check. This is real life stuff. This is less than 24 hours, guys. Literally, we put the video out. We put the episode of Dear America out, and we talked about Cracker Barrel. In less than 24 hours, I get fact checked with a fact check that is fact checking me to be right because it's the fact check that debunks the myth that Cracker Barrel has racist innuendos in their name and logo. That's what I said. What am I missing context? This is the crap I deal with every single day. Every day. What do you get? What do I got to do? What do I got to do?
Become a Democrat.
I need to just start saying, hi, my name is Graham Allen. That's apparently all I'm allowed to say. No, and even that, they'll fact check me, and they'll be like, actually, your name is Robert Graham Allen. Yeah, so this is missing context or stuff. That's hilarious. This is real. God almighty. Like, this was 13 hours ago. 13 hours ago, I got a fact check on. So that video made it 6 hours.
Yeah.
And bam, they hit me with a fact check claiming exactly what I said in the video. And so I rebutted it. You know, I fight with fact checkers all the time. In fact, like here, I'm going to try to do this. And I know that those of you listening aren't going to be able to see this, but surely we can zoom in on all this stuff. Look at, that's an appeal. Hold on, I'm not done here. Appeal. These are all appeal. These are all the appeals I have to do all the time to be able to bring you guys this stuff. It is insanity.
I mean,
what is going on?
I don't mean to brag, but I kind of joined the fact check club.
What is that? What does that mean?
Facebook removed content posted by admin Noah Griffith on 912 United page.
Oh, you got that email too. Was that real? I don't think that was real.
I don't know, but
what did you post?
I posted two things yesterday. One, how to help her algorithm. Two was a little girl singing.
Yeah, but that's still up there.
God Bless America. So either they went sifting through my old posts, or I don't know. I don't know what it could have been. Okay, so that's still up there.
Yeah, I think, dude, you got to be careful, and this is something to tell everybody. You got to check the emails that these emails come from. Every day I get like 6 messages from Facebook, all right? From Facebook that says, you know, you're in a copyright violation if you don't click this link, you know, to dispute the removal, then your page is going to be deleted.
This is so funny. Now that you say that, it says to respond, visit no reply plus PI 1J-JIJ.
Yeah, it's not real. So just so you know, okay, if you get something it's just I don't believe it, because I went into, unless you got an actual notification in your Facebook app.
Yeah.
And if you did, then yeah, you post something you weren't supposed to. And normally they'll be like this, but I checked the page quality and everything today, and it's still green. So
I'm not in the club.
yeah, well, not yet.
One
I
day
mean,
soon, I'm sure.
like I said, unless you, here's the thing, folks, and this is good lessons for you in Facebook. If you get an email saying that Facebook is mad at you or whatever, listen to me. If they're really upset, you're going to get, because look, I didn't get an email saying that I had been fact checked. It pops up right there in the notifications on actual Facebook. So, you know, there's your little lesson for the day there. Okay. Few things to talk about today. I want to talk about, just a couple things in general. The impeachment nonsense. And honestly, there's not a whole lot to talk about. I know that the Senate voted that it was constitutional to keep going with it. Which we'll argue that here in a moment. There's a lot of stuff, but before we do, let's get into a sponsor. With everything going on these days, it's easy to get stressed out, and that wears down your immune system. That's why I recommend you take Field of Greens every day to make sure you're giving your body everything it needs to stay healthy. Field of Greens is packed with 18 clinically researched essential fruits and vegetables, plus green tea, ginger, and beets. It's like having a bunch of fresh fruits and vegetables in a jar. Field of Greens can support heart health, your immune system, metabolism, blood pressure, and digestion, plus it's pre- and probiotic. Field of Greens is good for everyone, old, young, even the athletes. Just put 1 scoop in a glass of water, stir, and you're done. Drink it while you're making your coffee. It takes 2 seconds, and you will feel the difference. Go to brickhousegraham.com. Dear America listeners, save 15% with the promo code GRAHAM. It's also available in wild berry as well. Go to brickhousegraham.com. That's brickhousegraham.com, promo code GRAHAM. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so let's talk about impeachment really quick.
Yep.
As of right this second, nothing big has happened except the fact that the Senate voted that it actually was constitutional to go through with it. There were 11 senators that voted against it. Ted Cruz was one. Rick Scott was one out of Florida. Tim Scott here in South Carolina, but guess what South Carolina senator didn't vote?
I have a good idea of who it was.
His last name is my name. Graham. So I was pretty shocked about that. I don't think it's constitutional. I don't know how you can impeach a person who is no longer president. You know, I don't know who said the quote, but he was already impeached by the voters. Somebody said, which, you know, I mean, is a valid argument. And so you got to look at it like this. How can Congress use congressional powers of impeachment on a private citizen? And this is what it boils down to. And I don't even know if I can post this clip on the internet or not, because I'll get fact checked. But either way, it boils down to this. The only reason that a guy who allegedly won 81.2 million votes, and the party that now controls the presidency, the House, and the Senate, would be so, excuse my French, hell-bent on impeaching this guy again so he can't run for president again, is because they are terrified of him. In fact, initial polls are showing that the closest person to have the GOP nomination for 2024 is Nikki Haley at 0.9%.
Other than Donald Trump?
Donald Trump is 98.6%. The only other person after that list doesn't even have an actual percentage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay? They are terrified of Donald Trump. Okay?
Sure are.
And, you know, we're not going to get into EF. I can't even say the full word, because if I do, it'll get removed. But EF, it has to do with sometime when you vote and votes don't go the way you want it to. EF.
Rhymes with election schmod?
Yes, election schmod. Schmelection schmod. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that sounds like a legit, like, other language. Schmelection schmod.
Or Jussie Smollett.
Schmollett. Anyway, whether you believe in EF or not, why are they so... Why you just have to ask yourself these questions. Why are you so dedicated to this?
Yeah.
When, for example, the last stimulus bill that you just passed that was supposed to help Americans, billions, hundreds of billions of dollars still have not even been used to get to the American people. It would seem like, that would be kind of the priority.
Yeah.
But no, their priority, their first acts as the new Senate, all right? I don't know what Senate this is. I know it's like they just swore in the 117th Congress. Are they identical? Is it 117th Senate?
I'll be honest.
Or does that just encapsulate all of it?
This is, I think it encapsulates all of it.
Okay, and it's the 117th, right?
1789 was the first Senate.
Well, I know, but you got to say what number is the I'm pretty sure this is the 117th Congress.
It's all of the above.
Okay, so it's all of them. Okay, so this is the new Senate because there's new senators, etc. And their first agenda is they view it's more important for the American people to impeach Donald Trump so he can't run again. I don't know. I find that very interesting.
Here's what's even more interesting. And if you're ever arguing with a liberal about if the impeachment's constitutional or not, you can just tell them this right here, right now, and it proves it. The Constitution states that a Chief Justice must preside over every impeachment, correct? Mm-hmm. Chief Justice John Roberts opted out
Said, go get bent.
Exactly. He opted out of presiding over the impeachment process because he says it's unconstitutional. So they're not even following literally the fact that he is not presiding over it makes it unconstitutional. And so they're supposed to have instead of John Roberts, they're supposed to have a bipartisan person. So they picked, Senator Leahy, who's a Democrat from Vermont.
Well, at this point, Noah, how dare you just assume that they're not allowed to make up the rules as they go? Yeah, because that is how we do things here. I got fact checked with a fact check that proved that what I said was right.
In that Time Magazine article, they bragged. They're like, we manipulated election law so that any evidence of election fraud could be refuted.
Yeah, and so Steven Crowder actually posted little clips, little pictures of the unsurmountable evidence against Donald Trump. And a lot of the evidence are New York Times articles. That's not a joke. I wish that was a joke, but it's not. Like some of the evidence that they are pulling from are freaking New York Times articles.
Yeah.
Which you've automatically lost right away. All right, let me make sure that we're connected to the Roadcaster here because every time I try to do it, we are this, and that. So, okay, we're connected. All right, we're going to talk about unity here for a minute. I think I'm going to start doing a segment on the show, Unity Statement of the Week. So here we go, Unity Statement of the Week.
My New Year's resolution is to make sure that the Republican Party dies. My New Year's resolution is to make sure that the Republican Party dies. My New Year's resolution is to make sure that the Republican Party dies.
Wow. Unity. Anyway, that's Unity. Party and Unity. I don't know who that was talking. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can figure it out.
No, it was the original SNL cast member.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Party of Unity. Okay. All right. Let's talk about schools. So a big issue is schools reopening. And so in a White House brief, they just yesterday, they asked the White House press secretary in her infinite knowledge of, what the plan was. And more importantly, what they considered to be reopened for the schools. So here we go.
Have the majority of
goal of opening up schools swiftly and safely
Could you help us understand what the White House's or what the president's definition of open schools is? Does it mean teachers in classroom teaching students in classroom, or does it just mean kids in classroom with a remote screen? Help us understand.
Sure. His goal that he set is to have the majority of schools, so more than 50%, open by day 100 of his presidency. And that means some teaching in classrooms. So at least one day a week. Hopefully it's more. And obviously it is as much as is safe in each school and local district.
When you say some teaching, you didn't use the same majority qualifier there. You just have to have some teaching in school, some teachers in school, not the majority of teachers in school and the majority of classrooms.
Well, teaching at least one day a week in the majority of schools by day 100.
Okay, and that's in-person teaching?
In-person teaching, yes.
Okay, thank you.
So 100 days from now, their goal
Is
1 day a week.
That's a big goal.
these poor parents.
I swear, man. Like at what point do you just sit here and just say, screw it, man? I mean it. Just start your own schools.
Joe Biden doesn't know.
Start your own schools. I would go to every state, like, truancy, whatever it is, whatever it is, the governing over the educational committees or whatever it is, school boards.
Yeah.
These words I'm looking for. God, what is today? Tuesday.
It's Wednesday.
God almighty, it's Wednesday. Look, man, this is my life, people.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's happening. I know I have to leave at like 4 a.m. tomorrow on a trip. And so anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, just go to these school boards and be like, we're not abiding by any of this crap anymore. Like, screw you guys.
Joe Biden is pretending like he raised Hunter. Like, we all know Joe Biden did not raise Hunter Biden. Like, he does not know what it takes to raise a child.
Didn't Hunter Biden
Obviously.
just get a book deal?
He did just get a book deal about coping with drugs.
Of course he did.
And it'll be a bestseller, but not for the reason he thinks.
It'll be a New York Times bestseller. It'll be the #1 New York Times bestseller, Hunter Biden book.
It's going to be like reading The Wolf of Wall Street. It's like, okay, night 1, Quaaludes. Night 2, cocaine. Night 3, heroin.
From crack to China. All right. Okay, we got to get into some scandalous things here. We got to talk about the National Anthem is back in the news cycle. And, of course, Mike Lindell at MyPillow is now under attack from his greatest threat yet. But before we get into that, we got to get into a sponsor. All right, so I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm always looking at a screen now more than ever. And whether you're an avid news watcher or in serious need of a distraction, unplugging yourself is easier said than done. One of my favorite ways to rest my eyes and still get the content I'm itching for by putting in my Raycon wireless earbuds and listening to something great. I do this all the time in the office. I shut the door, put the earbuds in, and I just listen to like inspirational, there's this album called Power for the Soul, and the whole purpose is like this inspirational music that you listen to, and it helps me out. So back off. Anyway, whether you're catching up on your favorite news podcast, binging an audiobook, or powering through your workout with a pumped up playlist, a pair of Raycons in your ears can make the difference. No dangly wires or stems to get in your way here. Raycons come in a range of stylish colorways, but always with a comfortable in-ear fit for a more discreet look. And with enough battery life for 6 hours of playtime, you can unplug for a while. The best part, Raycon makes great sound accessible to everyone with wireless earbuds starting at half the price of other premium brands. Raycon's offering 15% off all their products for my listeners, and here's what you've got to do to get it. Go to buyraycon.com/Graham. That's it. You'll get 15% off your entire Raycon order. So feel free to grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/Graham. Buyraycon.com/Graham. All right. So Mike Lindell is under attack from his greatest threat he has ever had to his company. That's right. The MyPillow CEO. Is now facing what could be an existential threat to his business.
Maybe.
David Hogg, the Parkland shooting survivor who actually wasn't even at the school when it happened, and the anti-gun advocate has decided to combat Mike Lindell's horrific threat against America by starting his own pillow company called Good Pillow.
Very creative name.
Good Pillow. I think Noah actually said this, so I'm not going to steal it. But basically, while some people are fighting wars, David Hogg is engaging into a pillow fight. So nothing more says your manhood has really taken shape there, David Hogg, than saying you're going to fight somebody with pillows. I've checked out your website too. It sucks. You basically have no pillows. You're putting everybody on a wait list, of which you're probably going to try to sell other things to once you obtain the email list. But I digress.
Interesting.
How many freaking pillow companies can people actually want to buy for is my question.
I'll tell you what, the numbers show Mike Lindell is going to take this one home. He's got about 73% of America supports Second Amendment. The other 27%, if they don't support it, could maybe want a pillow. But I think David Hogg trying to polarize the argument with his business is great news for Mike Lindell. I think he's going to make a lot of money off of it.
David Hogg looks like if Ellen Page was actually a man.
Yeah.
It's not good. In fact, if I had to imagine what an Elliot Page would look like, it would be David Hogg. He looks like Mick Jagger and a gay turtle had a kid.
Well, he has no toxic masculinity in him, so.
He looks like Ben Affleck had sex with a beer can and then popped out David Hogg. He looks like he looks like Voldemort and Sir John Lennon had a love child together in a gay affair, and then bam, there's David Hogg. Anyway, okay, moving on. I could do this all day. Yeah, David Hogg, you know what? I'm going to buy one of your pillows. I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to light it on fire on camera. And
that would
then,
be awesome.
And that's, I'm going to do it. Oh, we will do a real life test to combat David Hogg's company.
Ooh,
we will
yes.
buy a good pillow, and then we will have my pillow, which I actually have like 10 my pillows at the house. And we will we'll do a actual test, a blind test. I'll blind everybody in the office, and then we'll film it. We'll see. We will see what happens. I'm super pumped about that. Let's do it.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Okay. Before we get into the big thing, let's go ahead and get our last sponsor out of the way right now. All right. Social media sucks. We've already talked about that multiple times today already. They're after us. We're under attack. But even if you keep your accounts, you don't have to give big tech websites access to your data. That's why I choose to protect my online activity by using ExpressVPN. Ever wondered how free to access social media companies make all their money? Well, by tracking your searches, video history, and everything you click on, and then selling your valuable data. When you use ExpressVPN, you anonymize much of your online presence by hiding your IP address. That makes your activity more difficult to trace and sell to advertisers. What's more, ExpressVPN encrypts 100% of your data to protect you from eavesdropping on your network, and the ExpressVPN app couldn't be easier to use. You just tap one button on your phone or computer and you're protected. Take back your online prophecy. Take back your online privacy with VPN. I trust expressvpn.com/Graham. By visiting my link, you'll get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN service for free on a 1-year package. Again, that's expressvpn.com/Graham, expressvpn.com/Graham to protect your data today. All right, so last but not least, we're going to have an open discussion forum here about Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks have decided that they will no longer be playing the National Anthem. A lot of people have pointed out that they've already played 13 home games and nobody's brought this up yet. Well, that's because they finally just announced it. Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, addressed it and said that they will no longer be doing it. They made it public. So why is the outrage now? Well, because nobody's watching the Dallas Mavericks play basketball, first of all. So that's why nobody knew about it till they actually made it public. And I would argue that the only reason they made it public was because they expected to get much more publicity from doing it, and they weren't weren't getting it, so they had to make a public statement about it. All right, Mark Cuban is worth, according to Forbes, $4.2 billion. Mark Cuban, despite his name, is an American citizen, born and raised in Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, something like that. Check me on that, Jake. I mean, Noah. Whoever is working
Pittsburgh, PA, baby.
There we go. See, look at that. It's like a vault, man.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff in here.
So smart.
Anyway, I find it completely and utterly disgraceful that a man who has made billions of dollars off the gifts that the Constitution has afforded him in the greatest country in the world has now decided not to play the national anthem before the games. Now, they have asked him for a comment. He has not given a comment as to why he's refusing to do it, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out why he would do this. It's because the NBA is 100% anti-America. All right. In fact, at this point, it's really time for them just to play the anthem of the country that they actually support, China. But your thoughts on this, fellas? What do you think?
Yeah, so this is straight from the best source on the news cycle, GrahamAllen.com, who houses the best writers in the planet. And so we kind of went through this story this morning, and a few interesting things. One, it is illegal in the NBA to kneel during the national anthem, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah.
That is not allowed, and you can be fined for it. However, Adam Silver has declined to enforce that rule at all. So we have that. Mark Cuban also stated, I don't know if he said it physically or whatever, but Mark Cuban also said that he consulted Adam Silver about the decision prior to making it. So that means that most likely more teams are going to follow. Here's an interesting comment from Mark Cuban in 2017. This is America, and I'm proud of people who speak out civilly. Civilly. That's who we are as a country. I'll be standing there with my hand over my heart, and I think the players will be. I expect them to be. That's in 2017. And so flash forward 4 years, and now Mark Cuban also went on to say later on, I think this was this past June, saying that whether it's taking a knee, whatever it is, I don't think it's an issue of respect or disrespect to the flag, to our anthem, or to our country. So he said that, and then now he just ditched it altogether. So people can argue that he's just trying to avoid the controversy, whatever. No, I don't think so. I think he's trying to be a clout chaser. He's trying to look good and cancel the national anthem. And now the patriotism that went with sports like it used to. I mean, patriotism and sports went hand in hand. Not politics, but patriotism in sports. I think it's going to be a huge divide, and you're not going to be able to tell the difference between American leagues and other leagues,
No, I agree. I think that they all suck, and I think they're stupid, and I think they have forgotten where they come from. That's my big thing on there. Is I don't get it. I don't understand how we can profit and be the people that we are and have the gifts that we have, and people just throw it away. I find it to be disrespectful. I think that this is it is an identity politics play. Mm-hmm. It is your ratings suck. Nobody's watching basketball. Ever since Michael Jordan left, nobody gives a crap about basketball across the board. Basketball's ratings have been tumbling every single year. The NFL, this Super Bowl was the lowest rated Super Bowl since the Denver Broncos Super Bowl era. And people are caring less and less and less about sports because sports are not supposed to be political. They're not. Yeah. And nobody watches sports to hear about politics or to take political stances or political views. And especially average day Americans don't give a crap about what a billionaire thinks.
Yeah.
They could care less. And that's the biggest thing about Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban's a genius. Do not misunderstand me there. Yeah. From an entrepreneurial standpoint, he's a genius. Obviously, he's worth $4.2 billion. But a man that's worth $4.2 billion, I don't care where you grew up or where you came from, you don't know what it's like to be a normal American anymore.
Yeah.
You just don't. There comes a point where you don't understand. Real Americans care about the country. Real Americans care about things where you may find it trivial. They care about the anthem. It's important to them. It matters. Most of them have had family members that have fought and worn the uniform of our country. Most of them care about respecting that. And your refusal to do so proves that you're just kind of a tool bag. Anyway.
Especially Dallas.
Oh, and then, yes. Yeah. Texas. Are you cool with this, Texas? But I mean, this is Dallas. So, one of the bluest parts of Texas.
I mean, it's not Brooklyn.
Oh, well,
Like,
yeah, that's true.
I'd expect that.
Dallas, Austin, kind of San Antonio and El Paso, man. That's not really Texas. Sorry, Texas listeners. You know it's true. All right.
People that move.
Yes. The other 20 million people that live outside of those areas, that's Texas. Even Houston. Houston's pretty blue these days, too. All right. That's all we got for this episode, guys. We are on Telegram. So check us out and subscribe to my verified channel on Telegram. Check us out at 912united.com. Get yourself a shirt. It really helps support us, and it really helps what we're getting ready to start doing here soon, which hopefully is bringing you just no ads in general. We are trying to get to a no ad point in our business here, so any participation, any help from you guys is major. Thank you guys so much for listening. That's all we have for this episode of the Dear America podcast, and we'll see you all again next time.